Nation.
SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first. Then you act.
Good evening and welcome back to Spartan Nation. We now head out to the state of Indiana to talk to an absolutely terrific defensive end. This young man can do a lot, and he's already committed to the Spartans. And Michigan State got a good one when he pledged to join the green and white. Let's bring in Kyle King. Kyle, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. First of all, congratulations on your commitment to Michigan State. Talk about what went into the decision for you.
You know, I love Michigan State today. I went there and visited, and it took a lot of time just figuring out what I really wanted in the school. And, you know, after visiting Michigan State, I talked to my parents and realized that, you know, I loved it and why wait and risk a chance of my spot being taken up there. So, you know, I fell in love right away. So I just talked to my parents and then told them I was probably going to commit soon, and they were fine with that, and they were very excited for me. So I just ended up committing.
Kyle, I'd like to have you take the fans inside the process of recruiting from Michigan State. First of all, who was your primary recruiter?
Coach Warner was.
Okay. And so over the process, you get to know him. Obviously, you got to know Coach Bola. You got to know Coach Burton a little bit. I'm just curious, how did it all play out? Did it take you a long time to feel comfortable? Was it something that happened right away?
You know, the first time that Michigan State came into my high school, which my high school was pretty small, like, no, not many college kids had ever been there until, like, this year, and then they all started visiting again. And, you know, I saw Michigan State in the hallway, and I was like, oh, my gosh, like, that's big time. And then, you know, I met Coach Warner and just talked to him for a little, and he said he wants to get me up to visit sometime. And then, you know, a couple months passed, he came back and visits again, and noticed how big I got, and then he had Coach Burton come in and, you know, meet me, and he really liked what he saw. And my coach said that there was a really good chance of them offering me, so I was like, wow, like, I really hope I get one of this. Like, this is a big opportunity for me. So, you know, I talked to my parents and got up there as fast as I could and visited, and it ended up paying off for me.
Good for you. Kyle, I want to ask you, do you know what you want to major in?
You know, I've been asked that a lot. I don't know yet, really. Like, I'm still trying to explore because I like a lot of things, and, you know, I don't know what I really want to set my mind towards yet.
Good for you. Great answer. Kyle, I'm just curious now, and there's no wrong answer to this, but some guys, when they commit to a school, become recruiters. They want to go try to get all the guys they can. Some guys say, hey, I'm going to sit back and just kind of chill and let guys make their own decision. There's nothing right or wrong. I'm just curious, do you have a philosophy?
I mean, yeah, if we're trying to pull some guys in, and if I can help sway them, I'm going to do my best I can to. Like, Angelo Groves that just committed today, I've been talking to him through DM, and we're working on a tight end. I can't think of his name right now, but I've been DMing him, and I tried to help land Chubba Purdy, but, you know, that didn't pay off too well. But, yeah, I'm going to be chatting through some DMs through Twitter and hopefully pulling in some guys with my fellow commits already. So hopefully we can get a lot of guys on.
Good deal. Kyle, let me ask you, how much do you weigh and how tall are you right now?
You know, with shoes on, I'm probably a little bit over 6'4", but without shoes, I think I'm dead 6'4", and then I'm weighing about 248 right now.
One of the things they really love about you, and I'm sure they've talked to you about it, is your length and athleticism. You can really set the edge well. When they talk to you, how do they describe your style?
They say I'm really good with my hands. I'm a very aggressive off the snap with a quick step. So, I mean, that's really what you need to be a good defensive end, a quick first step and strong hands and a good length of your arms to really get some separation.
One of the things I really like about you, Kyle, is you play defensive end so naturally, but because you're so young, you never know how much weight you're going to gain. I know this isn't the plan, but I like the fact I think you could move to the interior if you gained a lot of weight. I think There's really, I
Yep.
don't think there's a position on the defensive line you can't play. Do you think that's a strength for you?
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good strength for me. Like, I've been talking to my head coach a lot, Kyle Ralph, and he's been telling me, like, he's pretty determined I'll be moved into a 3 technique a lot. So, we do scrimmages and stuff against like other teams where it's like a 4-way scrimmage. We'll do like one-on-one reps, and I'll just bounce in all through and down the line because I know I'm probably gonna have to do that in college. Just move interior and outside every once in a while. So you never know.
When they talk to you, does Michigan State talk to you about being on the interior, or is it only as defensive end?
They said I'd probably be a strong side defensive end, but Coach Burton said if I were to gain weight, they would have to move me inside.
Awesome. Great. It's a great.
You can't be 280 pounds in an end.
Yeah. Not very often, huh?
Yeah.
Kyle King is really gifted at what he does, the way he plays, the way he gets off. I really like this kid's ability to disengage offensive linemen. Offensive linemen want to be able to get up into your face. They want to be able to control you and move you. King is really good. He's out of New Palestine, Indiana. Kyle, I want to go back and ask you, because this is a really important question to me. I like to ask recruits. When did you know I've got a chance to be really good and play and go to college for free? I've talked to some guys where it doesn't hit them till their sophomore year. Some guys, they knew it in kindergarten. When did you know?
I've always wanted to play college football, but I never knew, like, really about recruiting and, like, how I'd blow up so fast. But, I never really made that, like, a goal is where I'm going to try and see if I can get an offer. Like, my last season, I literally just played as hard as I could. And then, college just started talking to me, and then I was like, wow, like, I really just did something this year. And then I realized that, my stats and my height and my weight are really affecting my recruiting. And then, they ended up paying off with all these offers and then finally being able to commit to Michigan State.
Kyle, I'd like to ask you a little bit about strength and weaknesses. What do you, when you talk to Michigan State coaches or when you turn on the film, what do you think you do best right now?
I feel like I have a really good first step off the line, and I feel like I'm really a power rusher, you could say. But I feel like over the next couple of years, I really need to work on having like a more of a pass rush arsenal and more moves I can develop off of like my first engagement of the offensive lineman. I think I'm really gonna have to start working on that more often.
Kyle, what was that moment like when you pick up the phone and call Coach D'Antonio and tell him you're committed?
Oh, I was so excited. I waited all day just to get a chance to talk to him. I knew from the beginning of my morning I was going to be excited, and as soon as I woke up, I was just waiting to call all day.
All right, so then you called him at night?
Yeah, it was at nighttime, around dinner time,
What
7 or 8.
What was his reaction?
He was really excited.
Good.
Go green, go white.
Oh, very good for you. Kyle, one of the things that people really like about you is you're real grounded. You're not an egomaniac. You've got your life in focus. That tells me you come from a good family. Can you tell us about your family, please?
Yeah. So I'm an only child. I've always grew up around my cousins, and I have like I think 9 or 10 cousins on my mom's side. So I've always been one, the only child. You think he's going to be very selfish and spoiled. I'll agree. I'm spoiled. My parents give me everything they can with what they got, but I've never been a spoiled child. I've always been one to give and try to help people out regardless of where they're at in life. Always be friends to anyone and never judge anyone by, like what their status is or.
Yeah. Kyle, I was once told by my dad, spoiling a child has nothing to do with what you give them. It has to do with what you don't. You agree with that?
Yeah. I can see how that could play into it.
Yeah, not giving them discipline is what makes them spoiled. Kyle, let's talk a little bit more about you, if you don't mind, in the process. Are you glad to have recruiting over? Because I got the impression from you, you didn't mind the attention, but you certainly weren't gravitating and seeking it.
Yeah, I was excited to finally get it over with. It's fun talking to a lot of coaches, but when you know like you're not going to go to that place and you got all these coaches just texting you every day, it's kind of overwhelming. And you know they're texting your parents while they're trying to work and stuff, and you know it's frustrating, but it's a good frustrating to have, I guess you could say.
Awesome. We're talking to Michigan State new defensive end Kyle King. Kyle, last question for you. What does it mean to Kyle King to be a Spartan?
Oh, it means everything in the world. You know, I grew up watching a lot of football, a lot of basketball on TV, and I can definitely say that Michigan State has one of the best fan bases, and they're one of the best programs to be on, well, in the Big Ten. And, you know, I'm excited to be a Spartan and be able to take that field one day.
Well, Kyle King fits the recipe of a Spartan. He's a terrific young man that happens to be a great athlete from a super family. He's one of Mark D'Antonio's newest kids from New Palestine, Indiana, big-time defensive end. Welcome to the Spartan Nation, Kyle. We'll be right back.